A doctor couple whose son was a COVID patient serves a vaccination station in the Philippines. City volunteers in Taiwan help a family impacted by a drunk driving accident. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. We begin our program today in the Philippines. Philippines TIMA continues to dispatch medical volunteers to serve at a large-scale COVID vaccination station in Quezon City. Among the volunteers is a doctor couple. Their son was a confirmed COVID patient. After he recovered, the couple dedicated themselves to serve at a vaccination station. They hope that no one else will contract the virus. Let's join in there. This doctor couple has come to serve at a vaccination station.
Our son stayed in the hospital for almost 40 days, critical every day. Tapos, kumbaga, we were not sure if he's going to survive or not. We don't want that to be felt by someone else.
As a doctor with parents' love, Dr. Elena has also come to serve the public.
Our goal is herd immunity, and the more people who help in vaccinations, the faster the immunity will be attained.
The medical student who has received city's financial aid is one of the regular volunteers.
I have a sufficient medical knowledge and I have the ability to face the virus. That is why I want to use my spare time to volunteer and serve.
Volunteers at a vaccination station start to sing happy birthday sound. It turns out that this is TIMA leading doctor, Dr. Antonia Say's 71st birthday. Being healthy and safe is the best wishes people have for each other. Today, Philippine Chapter's aid distribution not only helped residents in the capital area, but also in Tacloban and Palo in Leyte Province. Recently, volunteers have distributed rice and daily necessities to help residents affected by the pandemic. These residents have lost their source of income and their lives are difficult. Fortunately, City provides timely assistance to help everyone get through the tough times. Let's take a look.
In Tacloban, a large truck loaded with supplies drove into the stadium. After Typhoon Haiyan occurred in 2013, such a large-scale distributions are no longer common. However, the pandemic has affected people's lives, and Tzu Chi has provided relief to assist. Kayosa, who was once helped by Tzu Chi, has now become a volunteer to help others.
I'm really happy because I was able to help other people without expecting anything in return. Hearing people say thank you is more than enough to make me feel happy.
Because of pandemic, Tzu Chi dispersed the crowd during the distribution. Everyone also wears masks and keeps social distancing to receive supplies. A pack of rice and various living supplies allow many families to get through difficulties.
I'm really grateful for today's donation. This is really a big help to us.
We have faced many challenges, especially during the pandemic. We have lost our jobs and source of income. The children were unable to go to school, but everyone has to eat. How to buy things without money? So I'm very happy to receive the supplies from you.
In Palo, Tzu Chi volunteers also brought rice and food. All the villagers in Great Love Village were filled with the joy. They used bamboo coin bags filled with love to give back to Tzu Chi.
For me, it is a big privilege to help out in this distribution because not only can I help others, I can also help myself. In a small way, I'm creating good karma.
In a small way, nag-create po ako ng good karma.
With the heavy supplies, the residents happily go home, but what is left for the volunteers are homemade cakes and a note full of gratitude. The cycle of love continues in Palo, Great Love Village.
Due to the COVID pandemic, Sri Lanka has implemented a movement control order. As a result, many grassroots workers who depend upon daily wages have become unemployed. Therefore, city volunteers have distributed food parcels to 436 households near the DaAi village in Hambantota. They hope to help relieve the residents' hunger worries. Let's join in there.
Cataloging, verification, and data processing, packing, moving, distributed to hundreds of households.
I lost my job after the COVID-19 pandemic. This bag of food helped my family a lot.
Seeing old and weak women and their children coming alone, volunteers helped carry rice and even acted as Uber drivers, escorting them all the way to their homes.
It's too heavy to be carried by the elderly. I'm willing to help drive them home.
A bag of dried food, a bag of rice is representative of the love and compassion that will help these families get through the pandemic.
In Johor Bahru, Malaysia, a Tzu Chi recipient's foot has become swollen as a result of bacterial infection. City volunteers have helped him seek medical attention. Since large hospitals are busy treating COVID-19 patients and do not have extra beds, volunteers brought him to a nearby clinic. After taking antibiotics for 3 days, the condition of his swollen foot has improved. Let's take a look. Putting on his outfit and bearing with his swollen left foot, young Kwan Tai heads to the nearby clinic with the volunteers' companionship.
My foot was injured and it became infected with bacteria. As a result, it swelled. It is because I was not careful. I hope I'll be more careful.
During the pandemic period, volunteers have delivered supplies with their love.
I'm very grateful, especially for people in their 70s and 80s like us. We are truly blessed as Tzu Chi volunteers came to help to clean up. We want to thank the master and all the Tzu Chi volunteers.
Maybe you only wear these masks when people come, but please hang them outside and not inside your home.
Since the pandemic is serious, volunteers explain pandemic prevention measures, hoping the seniors can protect themselves. They also hope the physically challenged daughter can also get through the pandemic safely.
We cannot go out and we stay home every day. We cook 3 meals a day and ask for friends to buy things for us. Since we are elderly, we cannot go anywhere.
This pandemic has impacted many people. People have suffered as they lost their jobs. May God bless us and may the country become prosperous. I'm grateful that Tzu Chi volunteers have come serve the public with compassion and kindness. We're very thankful.
Under the pandemic, volunteers continue to care for disadvantaged families so they can have a shoulder to rely on during their helpless moments. During the pandemic period, volunteers continue to do good deeds. They do so not because they're not afraid of contracting the virus, but because of a sense of social responsibility. Volunteering with mindfulness, volunteers travel to high-risk areas, contributing their efforts with a determined mind. Let's look at how volunteers in Malaysia help the needy during the pandemic period.
I'm retired. My children are not home, therefore I have more time to volunteer. Since many people are in need of help, as a Tzu Chi volunteer, I felt the need to help them out immediately. Because recently there's a lot of rain, it leaks into the tent. Some COVID-19 patients live under the tents, so we must enter the tents to visit them. Before entering, we have to wear protective clothing, and once you enter the space, you'll witness everyone coughing. In the tent, there are about 8 medical beds for 8 people. There are about 10 tents in total. I never felt frightened. I just thought of being more careful and protecting myself seriously. I wore protective clothing and double-layer gloves. The superintendent told doctors to teach us about the proper way to wear protective clothing. When we leave the room, we have to go to the bathroom to shower and change our clothes. and leaving from a different exit, and then going home. After returning home, I will take a shower and disinfect myself. I will also change my clothes and talk to my family.
之前就换洗了、消毒，换了衣服才出来跟家人谈谈一下。其他的社区的职工都电话来关怀，都说叫我特别要小。
Other volunteers from nearby communities will call and care for me, asking me to be more careful. My family is also worried about me, but I am determined on doing good deeds during the pandemic. I'm thankful because there is such a need of help, a chance to do good deeds. Many people gave me reminders. It's like blessings. I have this responsibility, therefore I must do my work well. So we must protect ourselves well in order for others to feel rest assured.
我们要防护方面要做得更好，自己也要安心，他们会更心安。这种疫情之下呢，我们也不能够靠近这些病人。
Under the pandemic, we cannot be close with the patient, so we can only pray and chant, blessing them to recover soon. Some patients with severe symptoms ultimately recover. Government hospitals should be treated as a citizen's hospital. When they need medical equipment or help, Tzu Chi will help them and bring care to nearby communities. So we must have a sense of responsibility in helping out others. If there's anything we can do to help, we will be there.
帮忙他们，看一些东西我们能够做到的，尽量把它们做好。
A drunk driving accident almost destroyed a home and his family in Zhanghua, Taiwan. The son was in a car accident 12 years ago. As a result, he suffered brain damage and mobility issues. Due to the pressure of caring for this son, the father began to suffer from depression. There's a psychologist in the Tzu Chi group who cares for this family. Therefore, they help this family find their smiles bit by bit.
I'm ready to leave work happily. I was hit by a drunk driver.
He was crossing the road on a zebra crossing and was hit on the road.
No wonder he's psychologically unbalanced, because it is not a car accident while riding a scooter or driving, but he had an accident while walking, so he feels very innocent.
He once opened the car door to jump out. As soon as he unfastened his seatbelt, I pulled his clothes from the back position. Otherwise, he would jump. He felt very depressed as his life was ruined.
If I see violations along the road, I'll ask my father to take the driving recorder to the police station and report it. Although it is a waste of our time, there's a sense of happiness in my heart. Because I can do something meaningful to the society for Taiwan, which is the correct things that people should pay attention to. Be careful and don't make mistakes.
He is like a bipolar disorder. When he has an attack, he will talk nonsense. If I can't stand the scolding, of course I will be angry. I often slap him, not one or two at a time, and I have also hit him on the back side of the cheek. It's true.
From the time I took this case and entered this family, I treated everyone in this family as a member of my family. In fact, what he wants is a companion who can relieve boredom and understand all the problems in his mind.
The family has changed their tone. so why don't I think about it? It was Brother Zheng who came and took me to the mental health clinic.
孙真科呢？一个是医生，一个医心。你真正证书上你若无甲带去医啊，我真正嘛唔知要安怎。
Before, because his parents took care of him, psychological symptoms appeared in them, and symptoms of depression also occurred. So depression symptoms can appear in the whole family, not just one person. The most important thing was that the crisis in their family was at this time, when the whole family was in distress. In fact, companionship is very important. For example, Dun Kai didn't know how to tell jokes before. After being cared by Brother Zhen, he has been developing his joke cells, so he also can tell the jokes.
In Hualien, Taiwan, a helmet store owner has been diagnosed with COVID-19, and she was treated at Hualien City Medical Center. During her hospital stay, the nurses encouraged her to stay strong, and they provided love and care to her. When she was successfully extubated, the doctor even hugged her in joy. In the end, she recovered and was discharged from the hospital.
Sitting in a wheelchair, the patient who is about to be discharged has a nickname, Auntie Helmet. During treatment, she has been through extubation twice.
In fact, Auntie Lee has passed many tests, which were difficult tests before the medical team decided that she could be extubated. After we removed the tube, she had difficulties breathing. In fact, in 5 to 10 minutes, she could not breathe. She was so nervous that she started to cough. So the situation was dire, and within 10 minutes, we decided that we must put the tubes back on her.
The medical team worked hard, and the second extubation was successful. Auntie Helmet and the doctor hugged each other and cried.
When the extubation was successful, everyone shouted with joy. The doctor hugged me and I felt very warm. It was very heartwarming. I feel there was no distance between us. I feel that I was saved.
Back then, I felt that she would like to find someone to celebrate with her. Everyone was very joyful. She came close to me as I was near her, so we hugged each other. Even though she was a COVID-19 patient, I do not want there to be distance between us. So I think that although we need to wear protective gear, in our mind, it is best that there's no distance between us.
阿姨，我是护理长啊。你今天有测氧气浓度吗？
氧气浓度正常。
今天讲话的声音比前天好多了呢。
希望慢慢赶快好一点。
阿姨，你可以做一些扩胸的动作，让你的肺可以扩开一点点。对，深呼吸，这样子。对。
The head nurse's call has also reminded Auntie Helmet the good taste of fruit.
That day, the head nurse asked me, "Auntie, would you like to eat some apple? Let me peel apples for you, okay?" At that moment, I feel very warm in my heart. I feel she was like my family, caring for me and asking if I wanted some fruit. I thought that this is the feeling of family caring for one another. I feel that piece of apple was especially sweet. I felt very warm. Thank you very much for providing me with warmth every day. You're like my family.
谢谢，因为这样子每天嘘寒问暖，好像家人哦。
他们很久没有像我们正常的
Unlike us healthy people, they have not been able to eat whatever they wanted. The food we gave her at the hospital are food that she has not eaten for a long time. For us, it is just common food. However, for patients who have fought against the illness, it is a taste she misses. I can only say that I did what I should do.
The medical workers have done their share to safeguard patients' health, and the smiles of patients, these are the best rewards as they continue to fight the pandemic.
Over the years, city volunteers have gone to the National Police Agency with nutritious vegetarian lunchboxes to comfort hardworking police officers. Until October, the Sheraton Hotel will be responsible for providing lunchboxes every Wednesday. About 600 orders were received in one day. Let's take a look.
There are 14 lunchboxes in each bag, with 517 lunchboxes in total. They are needed to be sent to the National Police Agency before noon.
We have 66 lunchboxes in the Information Management Office. All of us placed the order willingly.
More than 20 offices placed orders, with the number of orders ranging from single digits to 50 or 60. The pandemic has changed people eating habits. Tzu Chi has been promoting vegetarianism over the years, yet the number of orders on this day is 30% more than the usual.
Almost everyone in our team has vegetarian lunchboxes today.
Policeman Wang told me it's vegetarian. He didn't mention to me it's from Sheraton.
I am surprised.
Early in the morning, the kitchen of the 5-star hotel was busy preparing vegetarian lunch boxes. 5-grain rice served with 7 dishes, all were cooked by the main chef.
We focus on color and natural ingredients without using processed products.
They're very mindful. They did several trial dishes for us to try. They have a great variety.
I chatted with Maureen because she has visited us before. She gave us some suggestions that in fact there are a lot of vegetarians, so we started to offer some vegetarian food on our takeout menu.
I will share the concept of vegetarianism with my friend.
In Malaysia, many impoverished students do not have the electronic device to attend online courses. Therefore, Tzu Chi Kuala Lumpur and Selangor chapter has delivered mobile phones to different schools. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.